In this lesson, you will learn how to use the other controls in the Login category of the toolbox. To begin, open the My Membership project from your Sample Files folder. Now add a new page to the project called My Login 2. Switch to Design View and add a login control to the page. Set the ID property of your new control to Login My Page. Now use Auto Format from the Quick Tasks menu to set the new control to the Professional format. You first used Auto Format in Lesson 116. Next, you're going to use the Login Name control. The Login Name control displays the username of the logged-in user. You've seen it in the top right corner of the automatically generated pages. If the user is not logged in, it will appear blank. Drag a Login Name control onto the page from the Login category of the toolbox. Now set the ID property to Login Name My Page. Now view the page in your browser and log in using the username and password that you created earlier. If you're not completing this course sequentially, the login details will be username ssmart, password learnasp. If you now click Login, you are successfully logged in. After logging in, the Login Name control displays your username. Next, you're going to add a Login Status control to the page. The Login Status control shows either a Login or Logout hyperlink, depending on whether or not a user is logged in. Clicking Login will send the user to the login page. Clicking Logout will log the user out, and this will all happen without writing any code. Close your web browser now and add a Login Status control from the Login category of the toolbox. Place it just after your Login Name control. Now set the ID property of your new control to Login Status My Page and view the page in your browser. The Login Status control is currently displaying a login link, since you are not logged in. Log in now using the same username and password that you used earlier. After logging in, the Login Status control changes to show a Logout link. If you click Logout, you are logged out. If you now click the Login link, you are redirected to login.aspx. This is because it has been defined as the login URL in web.config. Close your web browser now and open web.config. You can see the login URL setting in the Forms tag. The login URL property defines the account/login page as the default login page. The login status control will automatically send users to this address if they click its login link. The user is also sent to the default login page if they attempt to access a page that they are forbidden to access. If you now return to mylogin2.aspx in Design View, we'll briefly look at the rest of the controls in the Login category. As well as the controls covered in this lesson, ASP.NET has the Change Password and Password Recovery controls, which are self-explanatory. There is also the Login View control, which allows you to create an area of the page which appears differently to logged-in users than to logged-out users. An alternative approach to the Login View control would be to create 2 or more panel controls and set their visible properties according to whether the user is logged in. You might use this approach if you wanted to base the visibility of the panels on more complex criteria than simply whether the user was logged in or not. The Password Recovery control sends new passwords to a user's email address. It does this by using the email settings that you learned about in Lesson 9.2. Close Visual Studio now, and you've now completed Lesson 9.7. Use other login controls.